All right, we good.
All right, good.
All right,
All right,
Shalom.
Shalom. I want to give all praises to
Yahweh
Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Bashem, Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Bashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakadash.
Rakakadash. Them honors to the apostles, them honors to the others, the great millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, that are teaching the truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. With the GMS Atlanta camp, uh, coming at you with another edifying lesson through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Now, just a couple of days ago, uh, Trump declared national security.
That's an emergency.
Yeah, national emergency. And national security emergency is the same thing um, across the four corners of this nation
Mm-hmm.
due to that wall buildup.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it has that in the executive orders too as well. I'm researching it right now, but we want to start off with this article going into how Trump declared national emergency in the United States. I just had that article.
Yeah, because amidst of all this folly that's going on, in this month alone, you got the NBA All Star Game, you had the Super Bowl, you had the Grammys, and now you got the Oscars coming up. There's all types of distractions a week in, a week out. Meanwhile, you got to pay attention for us that's in the know-how, all right? Because any Joe Blow is not going to pay attention to the signs that America is falling, man. And there's various signs that America is falling, man. And the common American thinks that this wall is to protect so-called Americans from the so-called illegal aliens. When the so-called white man puts all those drugs into these countries like Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Costa Rica, Esau gives you 13, where he deports these gang members back into their so-called homeland, and then you wonder why the people want to come up here. But that's not the whole reason. All right, the scriptures say, we open up with one scripture.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Asian provocateurs, all them gangs, they really established by Esau
Yeah,
to cause chaos in our community.
this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." All right, and Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, the red Hebrew Edomite, aka Big Red, is the physical manifestation of Satan here on the planet Earth, man. So you can't be fooled by what this man says in his legislation and his laws, man, because it's all to oppress you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and also you confusion of faces out there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we got the article up.
Yeah. This article reads Trump declares national emergency to build border wall, setting up massive legal fight. That's what Trump is doing. He said, he want to declare national emergency to build up this wall. Now, what does the national emergency entail? It says President Donald Trump says he signed a national emergency declaration to build his proposed border wall much faster than he would otherwise be able to.
Mm-hmm.
The action, which the president has threatened for weeks, has already sparked backlash from both Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, because the Democrats and Republicans, they're going head to head, man. You even got certain Republicans who are not agreeing with Donald Trump's wall, man. You know, but it's mostly what you've been taught, Democrats versus Republicans. But you also got Republicans who are not with this. You know.
Kind of. Trump would likely face legal challenges and legislative efforts to block the declaration. Yeah, they already saying what they want to do to. Oh, he committed treason by this national emergency act.
Mm-hmm.
It says President Donald Trump emerged from one political crisis Friday and immediately dove into another. I think he signed it this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
The National Emergency Act.
Well, last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But because most people, they're just happy as hell that the government is back open. They don't care that a national emergency is being declared, man. As long as they can go get their paycheck and work their little government job. They don't care. You know, if they said martial law is declared amongst this National Emergency Act, the people they don't really care. Long they trust in oppression. And when I'm talking about people, I'm talking about you Israelites, man. All right, as long as you can get a go work for your oppressor and get a check and pay your insignificant bills, you don't care what's going on, man. You know. But there's gonna be a time where you can't get food, you can't get you can't leave the country, so to speak. You know, a lot of people like to travel the country and leave the country. It's gonna be a time, especially the so-called black woman. She loves to travel. All right, it's gonna be a time where you can't travel, man. All right, and
Mm-hmm.
all these emergencies are leading up. This national emergency and all these other things are leading up into martial law. You know, Jacob's trouble. So you got some more on that?
Con. And it says the president signed a spending and border security plan into law to keep the government running through September 30th, with only hours to spare before parts of the government shut down Saturday. Now it was posted uh, the 15th, 2019,
Mm-hmm.
at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Mm-hmm.
and updated 2:52 p.m.
So it's in the article that they're updating they're opening the government till September 31st of this year.
Now it says the president signed a spending and border security plan
Okay,
into
good.
law to keep the government running through September 30th.
So there's a time where it might go down again up
Yeah,
until September 30th, man.
with only hours to spare before parts of the government shut down Saturday.
Wow. So he keeps open. He's giving you 3 more months. All right. And they might shut it down September 30th of this year if we don't if we're in that time period, man. All right.
Mhm. Before he did so, Trump also declared a national emergency to repurpose funds from other parts of the government to build his proposed border wall without congressional approval.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to build. I'm going to be signing a national emergency, and it's been signed many times before by many presidents. It's rarely been a problem. Nobody cared. The president said during unscripted remarks Friday morning in the White House Rose Garden. Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, they don't care, man.
At Cali City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the so-called American does not care, man. They don't actually go into these things. You know, they don't actually look up these so-called truthers, man.
No, they don't.
Like you got this guy AMTV, man. People don't watch that, man.
Oh man, he come out with serious news too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he comes so most of the time, like the elder from Dallas said, you know, most of the time he's correct, but sometimes you know he's a little off. But
Yeah,
for the most part, these so-called truthers, they're telling you people what's going on, man.
and what's about to happen.
It was about yeah.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago he made a video on AMTV. Man, he said, "What if the internet just shut down? You going live something like this?"
Mm-hmm.
And he just shut everything down. That's what's gonna happen. That's what they're doing. The national emergency looking to the executive orders. They got all types of stuff, books on laws to say that they can seize you, your family,
Mm-hmm.
your possessions.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do nothing about it. Due trial.
Yeah.
You ain't got no due trial.
Everything gonna be out in the streets, man. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
judge and execution in the streets, man.
Yeah, one of them small countries where an American get messed up, they don't play by the rules over there.
Mm-hmm.
You go by their system. That's how it's going to be over here.
Mm-hmm.
It says the president faces significant opposition to his action. The Shalom to Yakim on coming
Yeah,
board
Shalom
too.
Makim.
It says the emergency declaration, which was criticized by Democrats and Republicans alike when Trump first threatened it, is likely to bring swift legal and legislative challenges. Already, if it has sparked a fierce debate over executive authority, as critics argue Trump has manufactured a crisis to fulfill a campaign promise that was thwarted by Congress. Hmm. Trump had pushed for lawmakers to approve $5.7 billion to to build his proposed border wall.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, the divided Congress passed only $1.375 billion to construct new border fencing on 55 miles of the U.S. Mexico border. By declaring a national emergency and taking other executive action, the White House hopes to create a pool of $8 billion to use for barriers.
Wow, $8 billion, man. That's
They,
crazy.
they spending more than what
Mm-hmm.
they need.
Man, what's that saying? Get that scripture in Habakkuk.
Debt,
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, because they're gonna have to owe the Federal Reserve. Government don't have money on its own. America is in debt.
All right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home." If they would stop trying to fight wars, in these other countries, man, maybe they would have some. All right, and it goes to show you um, how bad the United States is as far as problems within their own country. They can't fix their own country. I saw an article today that there's a petition that's being signed where Canada wants to buy Montana, okay, for $1 trillion to help the United States in their debt, man.
Mm.
All right, verse 5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Verse 6, "Shall not all these things take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay."
Yeah, that's Esau, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's America. America is spending money that they don't have,
Mm-hmm.
print money out of thin air.
Yeah.
Fiat currency, which is the dollar,
Mm-hmm.
is only a debt note. It doesn't hold no value to it.
That's right.
I think the dollar right now is like what, 3 pennies? It's worth what? How much money is the dollar worth? It's not even a dollar.
Yeah,
It's not even worth a dollar.
I mean, it's still got a little bit of holding power, but it's coming to a point where it's going to crash soon, man. The United States has got all these military bases. All right, you can see now what they're trying to do going on in Venezuela. They're going in.
Oh, I got an executive Trump order too.
You got an order? Yeah, they're wearing themselves thin by having all these military bases outside all these other countries, and now they have to go into Venezuela because they need that oil for that money, man. All right, so they're laying themselves in thick clay, which is that word is abadyat. That's correct, right? Abadyat. Yeah, let's go ahead and look that up right quick, maybe so we get the proper pronunciation. But that word means heavy debt. All right, it's always the United States is in heavy debt. It's $22 trillion in debt, man. And this like the scriptures say in Jeremiah 50. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. I don't want to misquote it. This is why the brother's getting that word. This is Jeremiah 50, and let me see, 51. Actually, 51 and
Yeah, it's about you.
okay, Jeremiah 51 and 9. "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky." So you look at the infrastructure of America, you look at the roads, the bridges, all right, the aqueducts, all right, the various plumbing systems in Babylon. The whole America infrastructure is torn down because it's just like ancient Rome. They went off to fight other countries, and then they have problems within their own country, and then they feed the people bread and circuses, man. These different distractions to keep people going. Like this week is something different. Last week it was Floyd Mayweather and the whole Gucci situation, and Floyd Mayweather versus Ti. Then you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans focus on the slam dunk competition, and everything is played out here, man. That it wasn't the All Star game like it was back in the day, man. Like back in the day, not to get off topic, but back in Babylon, during the back in the day when basketball was at its prime, during the Jordan and the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird era, the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference would actually get into it because it was actual physical. They really had a disdain towards each other. But it goes to show you, like the entertainment is just weak here, man, and everything is just weak here. The only thing that's going strong is the prophets through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shah to tell you how this country's going to end, man.
I got to switch it. This is
Come.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Beautiful.
And that's what Esau has been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, and that's why Trump always got the slogan, he want to make America great again.
Mm-hmm.
That's Esau want to build again, but it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They should build, but I will throw down.
Mm-hmm.
When Amazon tried to go to New York,
They got
with their jobs,
yeah,
they got turned
they
around.
got shut down, man.
Yeah. This is about Trump's slogan in his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make America great again. We're gonna make jobs over here. We're gonna build the wall.
That's what every president's been saying since FDR, man.
Yeah. Woodrow,
Yeah.
Wilson, all of them had executive national emergency acts for things like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's in wartime.
Right.
You know, is America is involved in protecting the country, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same old thing, man. Esau, your tricks are getting old. Where they're old. They should build, but I would throw down, and they should call them the border of wickedness, which is America. America is the border of wickedness because wickedness ruled over here in this land.
Yeah, it's like if this country says they're a God-fearing country, then you would actually go into the law and figure out how to repair America if you're such a God-fearing country, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the wickedness, man, you could go into work and you could be working with a daggone tranny, man.
Right.
It's like, man,
oh,
come
tranny
on,
can go inside the restroom and look at your wife.
Yeah.
Or your child, your daughter.
Yeah, your child or daughter, man. All right, and it's gonna be soon enough.
That's
sick, man.
That's sick,
like I was at work the other night, man. You had this dude just openly talking to a tranny, like this dude had a 5 o'clock shadow, and then I mean it had a 5 o'clock.
Atlanta's Gotham
Yeah,
City,
it had a 5 o'clock shadow with a blonde one of them what's that rapper Eve? They had that little blonde haircut with the short haircut, like it was like kind of like my hair, but it was like blonde. Had a 5 o'clock shadow. It was like 6'4", like 250 pounds, and then somebody just having a conversation with it.
Yeah.
This is the wickedness that Babylon promotes, man.
Yeah, look at you crazy when you and your manly figure.
Yeah.
They hate that, man.
Yeah.
You look at that damn site with this thing, it's automatic, it's just by nature, and then they just look at you like you're out of order.
Yeah, something's wrong with you.
It says the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Yeah, the Lord has a righteous anger for you damn so-called white people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I got this article right here. It says Federal Register. It says executive orders disposition tables. Donald Trump issued 95 executive orders between 2017 and 2019.
Woo.
And this is one of his executive orders and 2019. Mm-hmm. 3 of them that he signed in 2019.
Yeah, it's 3. Yeah, kind of. I know the brother Kasha Kwala on the comment board, man. He keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the thing I try to keep up with too, man. Looking at these executive orders.
Yeah, because they taking place right now as we speak on a light level though. This is executive order 13857, taking additional steps to address the national emergency with respect to Venezuela. They already had it on the books before they even went over there.
Mm-hmm. That's
barricading Venezuela from food getting in and stuff like that. Because the U.S., they want to bring in food and help out Venezuela, so to speak, in the time of crisis. Mm-hmm. But they really want to go over there and take their resources.
Yeah, take their resources.
Because Venezuela is a partner with OPEC too as well.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's the
That's why they want to set up the puppet government over
hmm
there. But we think he's the government, not Marundo.
yeah, Maduro.
Maduro is the
Yeah.
one. They trying to get Maduro out the way because Maduro he sit right past me.
Mm.
I think Maduro he want to deal with Russia.
Yeah, Maduro see past right on the guy, the Evo Morales of Bolivia. He sees right past the United States, man.
Yeah,
A lot of countries see past the United States, but you Americans can't see the past the United States, man. All right, because you've been filled up with that juice, man. That
yeah.
make America great. All right, this country has that Psalms 49:11 mentality. I'm gonna bring this out. It says Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name. So amongst all these national, this a national emergency. All right, these executive orders. All right, the mentality is we're gonna still go strong. They're still building houses. They're still knocking down a large myriad of trees to build a Kroger shopping center or a Walmart shopping center or whatever the hell is out here. All right, and even in midst of all these stores closing down, they still have the mentality of, hey, let's keep on building. Let's make America great. There's no end in sight for America. All right, but America's coming down, man. Throughout all this, these executive orders, like we mentioned, it's all leading up to martial law, man. All right, when your beloved Constitution will be suspended, man.
Con. I got a few more on this article.
Come,
We get some scriptures. It says, the president comments in recent weeks as he threatened an emergency declaration could hurt his legal case. He repeatedly framed it as a choice rather than a necessity, raising questions about how urgent it really is. See, it was a choice. He really didn't have to, declare national emergency.
mm-hmm.
On Friday, he claimed I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this national emergency, but I would rather do it much faster. So what? I mean, it's like it's no good for us to be in the national emergency
Mm-hmm.
because there's no threat. Esau is fighting an invisible threat.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he unstable. What's the scripture say? A man that is unstable.
Oh, mine is double. James
Oh yeah,
1:8.
devil-minded person.
Double-minded man is
Yeah,
unstable
Esau
in
is
all his ways.
double-minded, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's unstable. That's why a lot of people they get paid, and a lot of people got their possessions taken. A lot of people had to sell their possessions to
Mm-hmm.
get food because Trump wanted to be. He wants to be. Well, he is double-minded.
Yeah, and like expounding that point that you mentioned, the elder in New York, the elder Taza Baghdad did a beautiful lesson last week on the fixes in. DHS tells people to be prepared for 6 months without lights, and within that video, basically the elder was bringing out that through these executive orders they can confiscate food, man.
Mm.
So you're worried about paycheck to paycheck. What about that day when your food is confiscated, man? All right, by the government. The government just come in and take all your food, all you preppers. Because Jake, there's a lot of Israelites out there that's like, we need to get our own land. We need to build our own communities. Esau gonna trample that down. All right, he gonna trample all that down. All you Edomite preppers with your guns, he gonna trample that down too, man. And the end is in there for you, you Edomites too. You Edomites that live in these rural areas, man. All right, soon as you gonna find out that Esau's the devil in his own people too, man. All right, like it mentions in Matthew 12, where Satan against Satan, man. Uh, uh, the Egyptians versus the Egyptians in Isaiah 19. All right, it's gonna be war between Esau and Esau in this
It's going
country.
to be sedition among men. You get that too.
Con,
You
yeah.
get that scripture too. It says, I'm gonna just read down to what it says in declaring a national emergency. Declaring a national emergency concerning the southern border of the United States by the President of the United States of America, a proclamation. The current situation at the southern border presents a border security and humanitarian crisis that threatens core national security interests and constitutes a national emergency.
It goes into hypocrisy, Esau, because he talks about humanitarian crisis, and this is supposed to be the country that's that everybody can
Well,
come
if it's
to.
so humanitarian,
Yeah,
why are you letting um, Jake come through those borders and receive a good life, so to speak, in the land
hmm
of milk and honey?
yeah,
Why
yeah,
you gotta shoot him at the border?
yeah, exactly.
You know how many people they separating at the border?
Hmm.
I think over there in Mexico and coming through Central America, right?
Yeah,
So they putting them in these WalMarts
yeah,
out here too. They still doing that too. They still got those type of process of handling so-called refugees
yeah.
coming over here.
And what they're doing to these so-called refugees and illegal aliens, what they're gonna do to the mass majority of you people, man? Because they're chipping them. All right,
Yeah,
they're giving them identification numbers, and soon,
yeah,
if not, they're already chipping them, man.
yeah, because they already set in stone in law in Arkansas by this Republican representative of Arkansas named
And
Stephen
Meeks,
Meeks.
yep.
He signed on it like, look, yeah, the people can get chipped. These are the standards which governs the laws of being chipped.
Hmm.
So it's all being revealed, Esau, that you are the devil. Jake got to get chipped and deemed a terrorist too.
Yeah,
It's,
kind of. It's all about the implementation of the charagma. Yeah, that chip, man.
yep, yep. The southern border is a major entry point for criminals, gang members,
Hmm.
and illicit narcotics.
But Esau is the one who gives them. Like you got El Chapo, who just went to court and he was found guilty. So basically, he started snitching on the politicians, and those are the biggest criminals, man.
Yeah.
Because these politicians give you the dope.
Well,
Okay.
Gary Webb
Yeah.
brought that out about the officials having a hand in uh, uh, narcotics movement.
Yeah.
These cartels, they set up the drug arenas and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Like they give these Jakes out on guns in Chicago.
Yeah,
Man,
drop them off in the
yeah,
town.
drop them
I
off.
put a video out there. They had a steam truck
Hmm.
where it was just a truck full of Jordans and Nikes, and the cops sitting in unmarked cars in the neighborhood in Chicago to see if a Jake gonna go in there. Why the door is open and see all these shoes and everything,
Hmm.
just to get them locked up. They even got shows on cable TV like that.
Yeah,
Like they set
yeah.
up Jake with it's a car that's on.
Hmm.
And Jake go by the car, nobody in it,
Hmm.
and Jake get in it. About 5 minutes later, they lock him up.
By that Bay car.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
Esau is a deceitful creature, man. Ain't
Hmm.
nobody messing up, but he wanna provoke people to mess up
Hmm.
in hard times.
Yeah.
So
Cause yeah, cause you like hard time. Cause you know them people down there, Juarez, Mexico, where they so-called it's all going down. It is going down in Juarez, Mexico, but those people are poverty stricken, man. So Esau puts those devices in there for our people to go off. Like,
mhm.
yeah, you want to make some money, man. You know, all you gotta do is, kidnap some people, chop some heads off. Cause
Yeah,
that's what Issachar do down there.
well, the cartel was set up for political gain in America.
Hmm. But you devils will be like, oh, MS-13 is the problem, or Chapo is the problem. No, it's the United States government that's the problem. Who's giving the green light for these guys, man?
Yeah, George Soros was not the only one funding uh, 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 agent provocateurs to come and tear up these cities during the Black Lives Movement.
Hmm.
Nah, it's the whole body of the government.
And best believe that's coming back too, man. That Black Lives movement is like where you been at. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, it's dead now.
Yeah.
Ain't no violence out here no more.
Yeah, Esau got to put that narrative out there, and what we believe is Esau's going to use the black woman narrative. Like it's going to take uh for a large myriad of black women to get gunned down or some atrocity that happens to black women for Jake to rise up, for sedition to happen, for all these things to start happening in America because our people are docile, man.
Yeah.
Like I said
You already
earlier,
got an article with one woman going to the sleepover with
right?
10 other Edomite grown-ups, so to speak. The article reads that a mother of five, which is a Jake woman, went to an adult sleepover and got murdered. What the hell she going to a damn adult sleepover with a lot of Edomite women and only and three men?
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. And the husband The news got back to the husband. The husband was all passive about it. So they go to these. Jake go to these meet hand in hand with these other nations and do freakism. They get judged.
That's right.
But it reads on the problem of large-scale unlawful migration through the southern border is long-standing, and despite the executive branch's exercise of existing statutory authorities, the situation has worsened in certain respects in recent years. In particular, recent years have seen sharp increases in the number of family units entering and seeking entry to the United States and an ability to provide detention space for many of these aliens while their removal proceedings are pending. If not detained, such aliens are often released into the country and are often difficult to remove from the United States because they fail to appear for hearing, do not comply with orders of removal, or otherwise difficult to locate. But you go into other countries like Venezuela and trying to seize their problems.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
can't even handle your problems over.
yeah, we know the workforce is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The word Issachar is he is hired, man. Yashashakar.
Mm-hmm.
So these devils know that without Issachar and Zebulon and these other so-called Latin Americans, these so-called aliens that you pin on, this place was shut down, man. But his narrative is it's always a narrative with Esau Edom. Yeah, we got to build up a wall. It's really to keep you people trapped, man.
Yeah.
Because the scripture says this place is the unwalled village. All right, Trump is getting his order from the elites. I'm gonna bring out this scripture right quick. Um, bear with me for a sec. But it's all deception, man, by the Esau Edom, the so-called white man.
And you see how they say they detain aliens in this country so they won't be um, causing havoc in in the land. But why are you keeping them detained? Why don't you just let them go back to their country?
Exactly. All right, this is Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that advise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. That's talking about the elite banking families because Donald Trump isn't running a damn thing. All right, he's getting all his orders from the elites. Now it's time to build that wall, man. Like he's been promising in his campaign. Now it's time to build that wall, and it's really to keep you Americans trapped when martial law is declared. That's why national emergency has been declared. We gotta hurry up and get this wall done. I gotta hurry up and get my money for this wall, not knowing that's to keep your simple ass up in here, man.
Yeah.
You got some more on that?
It says, in response to the directive in my April 4th, 2018 memorandum and subsequent request for support by the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Department of Defense has provided support and resources to the Department of Homeland Security at the southern border. And the Homeland Security can go above the orders of Donald Trump. And an executive orders is written about that. FEMA and DHS can exceed in a time of crisis like this over Donald Trump's commandments. You already seen FEMA just ordered 50,000 microchips, RFID chips to mark of the beast.
They already got the coffins in place.
They already got the coffins in place. Also DHS has purchased billions of bullets last year.
They already got the concentration camps in place.
Exactly.
Everything's set up.
So Trump issuing his national emergency and making it look light to the public, like it's all is nothing, I just got this so the money can come. Nah, anytime they can just be like, you know what? Everybody in the concentration camps.
I got something right quick. This is Jeremiah 15 verses 1 through 2. It says, Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. And that's talking about 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who reject this word. It says, Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, Whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, Thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such are for the famine to the famine, and such are for captivity to the captivity. And
Yeah.
that captivity is these FEMA camps, man. So like the brother was mentioning, one thing is leading up to another. See, you putting all your pieces into the pot, man. Like when you make a soup, you got the vegetables, and you got the noodles, you got the chicken broth. All right, you actually got the meat in there. So everything is being put in place to enact martial law, man, and,
Mm-hmm.
and to bring out these FEMA camps that have been open, man. These FEMA camps are ready to house you American citizens, man.
Yeah. It's just like that movie Pinocchio,
Hmm.
the cartoon, when they all start turning into donkeys and they was getting put in cages by this Edomite
Hmm.
on there, with the red coat. Apostle Gabar, he broke it down last year about that movie. That cartoon movie was real serious though.
Hmm.
It's not made for children, uh, and that's what Donald Trump is doing. You know, he's going to say like in that movie Pinocchio, you had your fun.
Hmm.
A lot of people are docile, are passive about what's really going on in these times. And this is the end, man. I'm gonna read the rest of this and then that's it on this. It says the security of Homeland, so like the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Department of Defense has provided support and resources to the Department of Homeland Security at the southern border because of the gravity of the current emergency situation. It is necessary for the armed forces to provide additional support
Mm.
to address the crisis.
They send the armed forces on the people,
And you
man.
seen in LA, the brother had the
With the
clip
drills.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, they're not. I mean,
and they did it at night too.
yeah, they did at night. They like goes into not uh not being ignorant to Satan's devices. Like in the articles, it's like, oh, this is for if we got to go to other countries. No, it's to fight you American citizens, man.
Mm-hmm. That's why they want to do away with the Second Amendment.
That's right.
Gun rights.
That's why they keep doing these false flag terrorist attacks. Now here it is. We're in the 19th day of 2000 of February,
Mm-hmm.
the second month. Now last month there was 28 mass shootings in the United States. So who knows how many are up until this day?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all these mass shootings that go on in people's noses. All right.
Pestilence.
Pestilence. You got you got the you got the pestilence. You got the zombie outbreak amongst the deers.
Mm.
You got the plagues over there in Africa still. People are still dying of the flu. People still dying of opioid addictions and prescription medication deaths.
Flesh eating disease over there in Mississippi in the water.
Yeah.
Last year, a couple of months ago, I put up an article
So
about that.
this is meanwhile what's really going on, man. To hell with the NBA All Star game. It's played out.
Yeah, played
The
out.
NFL's played out.
It's hitting home.
The new league that they got out there. So they give you people distractions. They got that new football league, that little D League football league, the AAF or whatever. They ain't got money for that.
Right.
All right, I read a
There's
report.
the spirit too, the Lord taking the funds out of these games that people like to be entertaining, especially our people.
Yeah, because Jake love being distracted, man.
Mm-hmm. It says, now therefore, I, Donald Trump, by the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including sections 201 and 301 of the National Emergency Acts, 50 USC 1601 ET SEQ. Hereby declare that a national emergency exists at the southern border of the United States, and that Section 12302 of Title, all these damn numbers, 10, United States Code, is invoked and made available according to its terms to the secretaries of the military departments concerned, subject to the direction of the Secretary of Defense in the case of securities of the Army, Navy, and Air Force. My goodness. To provide additional authority to the Department of Defense to support the federal government response to the emergency at the southern border. I hereby declare that this emergency requires use of the armed forces and in accordance with Section 301 of the National Emergencies Act.
Hmm. And then who knows what's gonna happen at the border, man?
Yeah, these are serious terms that we're
Yeah,
reading, man.
they've got the bishop Tazawam in our camp. He did a lesson a month ago about the LRAD devices, about the sound devices
Mm.
that they can push a sound device and they can basically obstruct the hearing in people's ears and basically to bug them out. There could be a so-called terrorist attack at this border wall. All right, because Jake is still gonna get in the border wall, man.
Yeah,
You know, Jake is still gonna get in, but Esau and there's all types of loopholes. Jake gonna finesse his way to get into the country. All right, no matter what you devils believe, but you can only imagine as far as this devil goes, what he has planned for this border, man. It could be a so-called attack on the border. It could be some false flag around that time, man. That's why the scriptures say don't be ignorant of Satan's devices, man. I got a scripture right quick. This is Daniel 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall
and
also,
that's what he's screaming out with this
yeah,
national emergency.
yeah.
It's gonna be peace among us as
Hmm.
soon as he do that. Go ahead out.
All right, it says, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken
And that's
without hand.
and that's all in this executive orders.
Hmm.
You know, by peace he shall destroy many.
Yeah.
Remember the scripture says the tender mercies of the wicked are evil.
Hmm.
It's cruel.
Yeah, because like we alluded earlier, it's like you said, we're just gonna push this national emergency. People gonna go back to work. Everything gonna be cool.
Everybody just think about their check.
Yeah, they think about their check, man. Not thinking your life is on the line, man.
Now, true indeed, you can't do nothing carnally
Yeah.
because it's way out of our power.
Hmm.
But this message is particularly to you Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native American Indians,
Hmm.
to really wake up and come back to the Heavenly Father, which is your refuge.
That's right.
Because Esau, he's not going to save you. This so-called white man is against his own people.
Hmm.
Or if you got some more on that, I can go into this. This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
That's gonna be all types of class wars, race wars. Even at this point in time, there's gender wars, man. Because these women are proud as hell.
Yep.
These women actually think they can hold toe to toe with a man.
Right.
All right. And you got some of these tough dykes out here. They can catch a fade and whatnot. But for the mass majority, all right, you women out here are defenseless, man. When shit hits the fan, there's gonna be a whole bunch of screaming and crying and yelling. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of wars within the United States that's gonna cause division and chaos here.
Especially over food, too.
Hmm. Exactly, especially over food, man.
Because in that article I read about the Hurricane Katrina events,
Hmm.
it was nothing but race riots down there.
Yeah, Esau was shooting Jake down like.
Yeah, and the person that Jake, they even admitted, like, look, they was trying to get out of the storm. They
Mhm.
wasn't looting, they wasn't destroying the neighborhoods or nothing.
Hmm.
But he said he just shot them because they was
I
black.
feel like shooting a nigga. That's
He just
that's
felt like
Esau's
shooting a
MO.
nigga, yeah. And you Jake gonna learn out there that this damn devil, he hates you.
God.
Either you gonna learn when you get shot, or you gonna learn by somebody else getting shot.
Hmm.
The Lord gonna put that fear in you, man. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Verse 16, for there should be sedition among men,
Hmm.
and invading one another. These cops are gonna go against each other.
Hmm.
You know, they're gonna go against NATO troops and JM. They're gonna go against the martial law troops.
Hmm.
Because the martial law troops ain't gonna go by the order of the land. They're not gonna respect an American citizen.
That's right. They're gonna be speaking. Most of them are speaking foreign languages, man.
And they're gonna do martial law troops. They're gonna shoot out on you cops because you cops ain't really in the know of their agenda.
Yeah.
Either you caught down or really, you know, join them, or it's death to you.
Hmm.
It says they should not regard their princes. I mean, it's like they should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions should stand in their hands. I mean, in their power. Like over there with the Yellow Vest movement,
Hmm.
they throwing that what you call it?
Tear gas,
Nah, that cocktail.
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, they throwing that. On the level in
Hmm.
these certain countries where they're rioting against their government, like in
Hmm.
Venezuela. Over there in West Point, Africa,
Hmm.
Jake over there acting wild.
Haiti.
Yeah, Hades.
Yeah.
They going against Hades. They was looting over there
Hmm.
recently.
Yeah. And you got stuff that's undocumented. Like you still got protests down there in Guatemala, these different South American countries like Argentina. So it's all this is coming to America, man.
Hmm
People will start losing their damn mind, man. And then you people are gonna be looking for answers, and it's gonna be sedition, man. They're gonna be to hell with the police officer, to hell with the mayor, the governor, the president, even you people that look up to these false pastors. You're gonna be looking at them like, man, you got all the money, you living in these big ass mansions, you paying rent off of our money, our hard earned money. How come you didn't tell us about this? They're gonna be coming as the next scripture gonna go into. They're
hmm
gonna be looking for you, man, for food, man.
Well, they gonna find you too.
Hmm.
It says, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able.
That's why all this national emergency is leading up to. Like we mentioned, everything has been put into that pot, man,
Hmm
to stir up what's going to bring in martial law. All right, the concentration camps. But us that's in the spirit, man, we know these things, man. So we don't have the spirit of fear like it mentions in I believe it's 2 Timothy 1:7. The Most High hasn't given us a spirit of fear. We know these things are coming, man. All
hmm
right, we not living here, man. All you other people are living your best life. When we hear about these things, man, we're joyful, man, because we know that our kingdom is coming, man.
Yep.
So we have nothing to fear, man. All right, except for the Most High, because He's the one that is orchestrating everything, man. You know.
Yeah. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled.
The pride, man. You look at these people every day, man. They got that prideful look.
Prideful.
I did it on my own spirit. This is
Yeah.
of me. All right. It's gonna be trouble because of your pride, man. You think that you can do everything on your own. Our people do not come back.
And it, like you for to say, they do not come back to the Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
And that proudness ain't got nothing to do with you getting your money on working.
Yeah.
So you get making an honest living. Not to those drug dealers and stuff, people like that. But even then though, being proud is not knowing who you are, not especially not knowing who the Heavenly Father is and His Son, particularly you Jakes out there, first and foremost, not knowing what's going on, in your condition, you thinking that you're hiding some Jakes like them federal government workers. They was looking down on Jake, and now they caught the shit in the state.
Yeah. Please, Mr. Trump.
And now they in the same hole as we are.
Exactly. They still affected by the government shutdown. You're like, that's right, man, because these women, first and foremost, had this prideful mentality that you ain't nothing, like you just a nigga. All right, they treat the men any type of way, but now when problems hit you, you want to cry to Mr. Trump and talk about how you need to pay the rent. There's no sympathy for that, man.
Right.
All right, here it is. You've been kicking our people down, believing in this man's philosophies, and this man is turning on you, man.
Right, having no mercy as a judge. The Lord is putting the hammer down on Esau, higher, ranking officials. This damn Edomite judge. She got into a car crash on the highway being drunk. Goes to show you how America ranking system is out of order too.
Yeah, and that's right, brother. The wicked gonna get what they deserve, man. All right, you reap what you sow. All right, That's what's going to happen to the great majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who don't want to come back to the Lord, like it says in Second Chronicles.
Yeah, some of you gonna go ahead.
Second Chronicles 15:12. Those who don't seek the Lord shall be put to death, man. All right.
They shall be
Yeah.
put to death, and some of you gonna die by famine. You gotta be in famine.
Yeah.
You gonna die by not eating and drinking.
The Lord got trillions of ways to die, man.
Yeah, man.
Choose one for you wicked people out here, man.
It says the houses shall be destroyed and men should be afraid. Watch American Blackout.
Yeah.
That movie goes in hard, man.
Was that National Geographic?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Your brothers gotta watch that.
Damn,
man.
Esau them was in the it show you all different parts of life. You had some that was regular people and some that was living out high up the hall. You had the people, the couple in a penthouse drinking on champagne and stuff like that, and all of a sudden the hell came through. Power went out, people went chaos in the street, people fighting over cans of peaches.
They're gonna be fighting over.
That's what's gonna happen, man.
They're gonna be fighting over a thing of water. Like you got a little water down here. They're gonna be fighting over a little thing of water, like, just like right
you
here.
You get a little scratch on your arm, and all of a sudden, your whole arm is numb. It's like it's decapitating itself. It's falling off. Yo, this must be about to go down, man. Okay, I'm reading to verse 24. Verse 24, woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord. Because we getting on this society about it's going down, and the wickedness is in it, and how Esau and the other nations going to get that judgment, but also you 2/3 of Israel, they don't get right.
That's right. And we not coming in the spirit of just always being loud and obnoxious with you. We breaking it down from a common sense standpoint. If you don't do this and do that, you're going to reap the consequences, man.
Right.
It's too late in the game to just be overly mad at Jake who don't get it, man.
And that's what they did to Yahushua in the ancient world.
That's right.
The common people of that land was like, hold on. We know his father and his father the carpenter and his mother Mary, and we know his sisters and his brother. And it offended the people. It displeased the people. Why? Because he wasn't of a learned man in the body of the Pharisees and Sadducees.
That's right.
He didn't go to the theological seminars back then that they had set up in Rome. Neither did we. We're just common babes. The Lord says he's going to give his truth to babes.
Yeah. We prophesying
suckling babes.
Yeah. We prophesying sackcloth. We don't have no $500 DNK suits.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And they just can't get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the truth is not given to you people out there, man. And we hold this dearly like treasures. And it is a treasure. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our times.
That's right.
And it's going to happen in these times, man. This thing that you see now that's going on, this time of peace is not going to be going on forever.
That's right.
Verse 25, I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary, because Jacob is going to be willing in the day of the Lord's power, man. Yeah. Our people should be willing in the day of that power. When we get those spiritual powers and become hunters, Jeremiah 16:16.
Yep.
When they see the men of the Lord healing, doing miraculous things, being in peace while others are not being in peace under the adversary's noses, like in the movie Handmaid's Tale. They were rounding people up. You seen Jacob in trucks. They were sending them to concentration camps.
I got something for you.
Go
this
ahead.
is Job chapter 5 verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death.
And that's what's going to happen to you, Jake, out there. But us, he's making a distinction between us and what you're going to get.
It says, and in war from the power of the sword, verse 21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. I think of that song, what's that rapper's name? Fabulous, Joke's on You. And he had that song called Ha 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 Ha. Yeah, that we're going to be doing that, man.
Yeah.
Because we told you so through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, man.
Yeah, man, that movie with Ice-T played. Uh, uh, what's that movie called? Where he was running from people that helped him out.
Oh yeah.
Y'all gotta watch that movie, man, 'cause that's
Damn.
what they do to a lot of Jake. They set up Jake from a low. They help Jake up from a
Mhm.
low point in his life in the
Yeah.
streets, homeless, and then they take him out somewhere in a rural area and try to kill him.
Yeah. When Ice-T had the dreads.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's called Get Out or something. Not Get Out.
Man,
The
I seen
Game.
something to that effect, man. It's an old school movie. Ice-T.
Yeah, the brother Paul Thumb had posted it up.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Yeah, Salaki.
But yeah, it's called Get Out the Game. That's what I think it's called. And they set up Jake wonderfully, man. They gave him
Yeah.
a job, cleaned him up. It was like, look, man, have you ever hunted?
Mhm.
Well, say, well, you're the hunted then. They told him that in the morning after he got good rest and fed him and stuff
Mhm.
like that. But that's what he was doing on the larger scale.
That's what he's doing with this national murder.
Yeah, with Jake think he got out of slavery.
Yeah.
We really didn't get out of slavery, nah.
Yeah.
Esau is just pumping Jake up, man. Like, oh yeah, this is the time where really the Lord gave us liberty to really search Him out.
Yeah.
Because if you read in 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 11, matter of fact, we get that.
Mhm.
The Lord said He gave us liberty to come back to Him, but Jake taking it and fanning it. That's why the Lord said, get away from him and don't come in His sanctuary, which the sanctuary is us.
Mhm.
2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 11. They that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, see, we go to work and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Jake think that this is going to be happening all the time, but this is happening because we're in good standards with our enemies. Nah,
Yeah.
the Lord said He would give us peace amongst our enemies
Yeah.
if we please the Lord.
Yeah, Jake. Could you get Jake the so-called Black History Month? Everything good.
Yeah, everything's good now. Nah, man, you get Jake a little money in his pocket.
So-called Black History to tell you that this man's a devil, man. He's coming after you. Like you had the girls in Selma, Alabama, the church got bombed on.
Yeah, man.
Jake getting sprayed with water hoses, the lynchings, the mutilations. That should teach you that the Esau
That was
Edom,
just decades ago.
the so-called white man, is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. So-called Black history should teach you that this man is the enemy, man.
Yep, and he never, that rust never went away.
Right.
That rust never went away, and he separated us from his movements, the feminist movements,
Right.
The rap industry to get your money up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, and putting that independent mind in our people as a whole, because really he really separated us and did away with us as a nation. But
That's right.
the Lord is lifting up His servant elect men,
Mhm.
and a lot of you Jake out there that's taking this liberty for in vain. You're gonna get vain. You're gonna get wickedness. You're gonna get pestilence. You're gonna get famine. Go ahead. That's all you got on that.
Yeah, that's all I got on that.
Okay. And when as yet had place of repentance was open unto them, understood not. See, they ain't gonna understand it.
Mhm.
How y'all preaching this word?
Mhm.
Y'all work with me at the factory down the street, or
Yeah.
I see you on the bus sometimes, or you ain't got no money like Bishop Eddie Long.
Yeah.
He ain't like TD Jakes. He ain't holding down conferences at these mega stadiums. And nah, man. Jake always believed in something when Esau has put his hands on it. But that goes to show you that you have Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Because you used to be a possession, well, you still are possessions of Esau, according to the bankers cartel setup with Social Security and ID and stuff like that, get permission to move around in society, so to speak. But at the same time, we're the Lord's, man.
Mhm.
We're the Lord's people. That's why the Lord says they had yet repentance, but they understood it not.
Yeah.
So when we're preaching this, saying, look, the national emergency, Donald Trump just signed, they're about to move in. Jake, before the government shutdown happened, Jake was working and, going to the bar and stuff like that, chilling, making goals, and then all of a sudden the shutdown came.
Mhm.
Now they like, oh, we don't have enough money.
Yeah.
We gotta save this, or I can't afford to go to work. I'm gonna have to look for another job.
Yeah.
And that was just in a matter of a month, 35 days total. And he just signed his national emergency on the 15th last week.
Right.
So this thing just getting worse.
Yeah.
But despised it, so you hate it.
Mhm.
Just like Yahushua read in the temple,
Yeah.
they was offended.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing to us.
Even
They
amidst
just plain bums.
even amidst us being on no you good even amidst us being on Fox News being falsely accused, CNN, the old saying goes bad publicity is good publicity. All right, so you should acquire what's this Hebrew Israelite guys about. Well, I watched this great Millstone video, man. All they're telling the truth, man. But our people are looking for Esau to tell them. You even got Esau that's telling you that who the children of Israel are, man. But still, our people are not hearkening, man.
Yeah, that the sitcom with Key and Peele.
Mm-hmm.
They made a sitcom logo. I put it up in the video about a Jewish. They went to a Jewish party, and they called the Jake that was Key and Peele. They called them because they looked like Jake, normal black, men, and they was there to entertain the so-called Jewish family at a party. It's some girl, 16-year-old party, and they said, yeah, man. And they interviewed the two Jakes. They was like, yeah, we the chosen people that was called by the chosen people to come to entertain them and stuff like that. They put it out there.
Jake still don't get it.
Yeah, they put it out there to me, that we are the chosen.
Yeah.
Like you said, they know we the chosen.
Yeah. So you got any more on that?
No, that was it. Yeah, we close out on that.
All right, so Lord willing, you'll edify. More times are coming in Babylon. All right, where this devil's gonna force his hand, man, because he has a short period of time. So we're here to tell you of these bad times, man. All right, the prophets out here week in, week out, day in, day out, by doing videos like this, telling you what's happening, whether you hear or forbear, man.
Yeah,
So
you said prophesy whether they hear or forbear.
That's right.
Prophesy to the wind.
Prophesy to the wind.
Hey, just like I read in 2 chapter 9, verse 11. They had a time of liberty. There was liberty, and a time of repentance. We ain't standing underneath our slave master's houses anymore, where he can come downstairs and see you reading. He about to chop your hand off, or he about to kill you because you're reading.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord is saying in this time. Now's the time, like, look, you got a house, or wherever condition that you're living in, you got a job. Handle your business right, but then, seek him. Seek ye the kingdom first. But nah, the Lord said they're going to despise and not understand it. So, hey, it's only to the elect anyway.
That's on you. All right.
So that, we want to give our praise to the Lord too.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Quorum the elect. Shalom.
Shalom, Maki.